Okay guys, it's a beautiful fall day out here. Leaves are starting to fall, the trees are starting to lose some leaves, and we are smoking some meat today. Over the past couple weeks, back in September, as well as starting the 15th of October, we've been harvesting some geese and some good old-fashioned Canada goose. What I've got here is I've got strips of goose meat marinating. You can see here I've got another bag, and it's all just 1/4-inch strips cut up, and we've got a marinade. The marinade consists of olive oil, soy sauce, garlic powder, garlic salt, all different kinds of spices as well, black pepper, some salt. And so what we've got going on as well is we've got the smoker going right now. I've already loaded up the smoker. We're starting to get up to temp here. It takes a few minutes to regulate, but we're working on getting that up to temperature. So I'm gonna smoke 8 pounds of goose today and make goose jerky. So it takes about 4 hours to smoke it, to get it to an internal temp of 165. You can actually eat goose, somewhat rare. A lot of the duck recipes, I don't like to eat the goose as a dinner, so I like to add a lot of seasonings and smoke it. But for the duck meat, you can actually sear that, sear it in olive oil, sear it in a little bit of spice, but that you actually can eat raw and it tastes better. Not raw, but rare, like you would do a steak. So we are going to, got my son here playing with the smoker, but we're going to smoke this, and when it comes out, we're gonna kind of be doing a little taste testing, have some people over, so hopefully it'll be good. Alrighty. All right, we've been smoking for just under an hour. Temperature's holding steady at about 185. I've just got a cheap smoker, and the thermometer here, it only is supposed to be used for a grill, so it's got these higher numbers, but we rarely go above maybe 260. Sometimes when I'm smoking pork, I'll go to like 235 for a pork shoulder, but I'm no expert. But we're up to temperature. It's been about an hour. It's going pretty well so far. Couldn't quite fit all 8 pounds in there. I have 4 racks. We can't really open it up right now, but we've got 4 racks, and I probably put 3/4 of it in there. So probably, I would guess probably 6 pounds, 7 pounds in there. So we'll probably go ahead and smoke the other couple bags once this is done. It only takes 4 hours, so we're gonna go ahead and throw those other 2 on there, and they'll be here to smoke later this afternoon. So alrighty, we'll check on it in a bit, and we'll see how we're doing. Well, we are making progress here. Still holding our temp at about 185, and it's been 2 hours now, so we're about halfway there. A little something on my nose. I took a break to go clean gutters out. Leaves are starting to fill them up, so we are doing well. It's starting to smell great. You start getting the smell of the meat actually cooking on top of the smoke, which I just use hickory chips. So we are about halfway. I haven't opened it up at all. I did replace a few coals that had burned down, but don't want to do too much opening and closing the door to keep the temperature going. So I'm gonna in a few minutes be giving you guys the recipe. I know I went over briefly some of the ingredients, but what I'd like to do is go ahead and kind of give you specific measurements for everything. It's kind of based on a per pound recipe, so I'll have to double check my measurements and everything, but I'm going to be going over those in a few minutes with you guys so that you have it right here in the video. So far so good. We're going to keep smoking. About 2 hours to go with this batch. Once that's done, we'll throw a second batch on and check out the recipe here. We're going to be doing that in here in just a second. So All right, so we're smoking away. Still got about an hour and a half left. Everything's going well with the smoke. What I wanted to do now with you guys is go over the recipe that I use. And the recipe that I use is something I made up on my own. I just kind of came up with some basic marinade items and then added some of my own, looked up a few, researched some recipes, researched on like Cabela's site, some other outdoor sites, and just kind of made my own thing up. If you guys want to, if you have ideas, things you think might be more helpful in the recipe, feel free to let me know. Everybody's got different tastes. Personally, I do not like very spicy food. Like a little spice, but it's got to be the right spice. It's got to be like a savory spice or a smoky spicy kind of thing. So I'm going to kind of go through what I use. You guys are welcome to use it or add or take away as you'd like. But my recipe is based on a per goose, the two breasts. So when I take the goose, all you really take is the breast meat. There's very little meat on the legs, and the wing meat's very tough because they fly a lot. So I take the breast meat. It's about, the geese I've been harvesting on average, some are bigger, some are smaller, but about a pound per breast. So I've got 4 geese that I'm smoking today, and it's 8 pounds of meat. So about a pound per breast, so about 2 pounds per bird. So this recipe is going to be based on that 2 pound recipe. So 1 goose or 2 pounds, which is equal to two breasts. So I start off with a liquid base. The first thing that we're going to put in is going to be the water. We've got a half a cup of water. We've got a half a cup of brown sugar, a third of a cup soy sauce, and then we are going to add in a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And that's all of our liquid items. As far as the spice items, obviously we have a salt. So we've got 1.5 tablespoons of salt. I do a half a tablespoon of black pepper because we also add paprika and chili powder. So half a tablespoon of the black pepper. And then I also add in a tablespoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, and a half teaspoon of paprika. And both of those, like I said, the chili powder adds a little spice. That's why I do a half teaspoon for 1 pound, and then the paprika is a half a teaspoon. I like that smokier. It still has a little kick to it, but it's a smokier flavor. So that is the recipe I use. If you want to, you can always add in Worcestershire sauce. That is something that a lot of these marinade recipes call for. It's a vinegar base, so that's going to also help break down the meat, just like what I'm doing with the soy sauce. The salt in it, and the salt is what helps to break down the little sinews and little muscles and other things, fibers holding the meat together. So that's why we marinate it. It softens it up. So that's my recipe, and feel free to let me know if there's any way I can improve on that or things you think might help. Another thing that I have done before is add in, and this recipe doesn't have it, but you can add it in, is citrus. We can add in lemon, some fresh squeezed lemon, or maybe some orange. I have tried it before with the orange, and it's delicious. Just a little bit of the orange. Once again, that citrus flavor is very nice, the kind of sweet, tangy with the taste of the jerky, but also, once again, the citrus acids, those are going to be an additional thing that breaks down those little fibers in the meat to help soften it. So oftentimes you'll have recipes for marinades with lime. That's kind of the purpose behind that. So let me know what you think, and we will be done smoking the jerky in about an hour and a half. So we'll see you then. Okay, so the smoking is done, and I'm actually going to be honest with you guys. This video is a couple days later. I got quite distracted. We did have some people over, and I was busy cutting up and cooking some pheasant, which we did in a hunt about 2 weeks ago. So did the pheasant, and we had some people over, cooked up 3 pheasant. So But I do have the jerky, and it's all done. And I mentioned that 8 pounds that I initially cooked. Well, when it was all said and done, after it dries out, it takes a lot of moisture out. By the time it was all said and done, we had 3.5 pounds. So 8 pounds turns into 3.5 pounds. Here is the final product. I've got it stuffed in these little bags, dated, and it's Canada Goose. So it came out great. I packed it into about half-pound bags, but that's what we are looking at, guys. That's just a little imprint from the grate that I have in my smoker, but well, before I touch them all, I'm just gonna close it back up here. It came out quite good, really delicious, and I've already given away 2 full bags, so a whole pound of it. Still got 2.5 pounds. I'm going to be giving some to my sister, who really loves the stuff, so every time the fall rolls around, she's begging me for another couple bags of my famous, I've done this several years in a row when I started making the goose, but so going to be sending some to her. It doesn't last long, but that's okay. We'll have more geese here in the next couple of weeks. We're actually doing another duck hunt on Saturday this coming weekend, so in a couple days from now, gearing up for that. Hope to take a couple of nice wood ducks as well, hopefully a limit if we can on the wood ducks, which would be 3. So but anyway, guys, delicious goose jerky that we have made on the smoker, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like my recipe. If you give it a try, and let me know how it comes out for you, or if you want to switch it up, let me know what you like, what you did differently. Love to hear from you. I appreciate the views, and if you guys like it, subscribe. We'll be doing a lot more videos, cooking up some stuff. Maybe I'll have to do one of my pheasant videos. I'm hoping as well that I can put up a couple of my hunts, do those videos as well. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you, and keep watching.